What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you another Ain't Nobody War Recap video. For this one, we have an arranged war versus Phatkatz. Just ended it a little while ago. It was 25 on, was it 25? Yeah, it was 25 v 25. Right? 9, 13, I can't, you know what? I don't know. Just look, there's the stats. There you go. And what I'm going to say, some stats I'll call out, not a single 10v10 for either side, although it wasn't for lack of trying. Just close but no cigar, man. It was one of those times that each attack really nailed down a portion of the a small minor detail that goes a long way to get that 3, but wasn't enough to pull it down. So thanks out to Phatkatz. These guys are, holy cow, great to arrange wars with. Love the friendly banter back and forth. I mean, yeah, it's banter talking smack, but we took it with a smile. These are basically respectable stand-up guys, and they were so much fun to have an arranged war with. Even if we lost, I'd be saying the same thing, man. So I really hope, we don't meet you again in like league play. Something tells me that we will, though. So good luck to you guys in the rest of your future. Hopefully, in your bids for CWL, I'm pretty sure you guys put it in. So maybe we'll see you there. So great war. Let's, with the stats out of the way like that, let's go ahead and go right into the war. Whoop. And the reason why I'm showing the stats like that, quite honestly, I'm just tired of getting them wrong. And it's late. I'm tired. You guys saw the 10v10s, the dips, and the scouts. Everything was there for you. All right, so let's take a look. This is a few attempts on the 10v11. You guys took a look at that. They got close. They did one shot CR7, so just so that's known. And then for us, we did take more than one swing at their number 1. I'm going to give them props on their number 8. Oh my freaking God. 8 attempts. I think everybody, including an 11. He dip failed. That's the only dip fail of the war on number 8. And I'm telling you guys, he should not have dip failed. But when he did, I was glad because then I had a shot at it only to fail. It was great. So that's the base I'm talking about, man. That thing was ever elusive, I swear. And then you can take a look at what they did to our side here. They got pretty close on a few. And, yeah, that's that. Let's go right into the replays. Since there's no 10 on 10, I do want to start with the fresh 11. I'm a huge fan of gobos. I don't think people use it enough. I had one guy in the Ain't No Thing random war that has never did not have any confidence, and he had like 30-32 or 30-35 or something like that. Town Hall 10, and I was like, no, bro, you can do it. And so I wrote him a plan, and he executed it, and he got his double. And so really, it's all about the execution of the first few golem and then bowler combinations. I have it pretty much widespread out down here for percent reasons, but then also the main concentration towards the town hall. And then you want to basically direct it away from both infernals at once to give yourselves a chance to bring down the the town hall at the very end. Because we've been seeing a lot of double witches in the CC, I've been adapting my second Dark Elixir spell from a Earthquake to bring in a second Poison. I've been finding that having 2 witches and a baby dragon come out of that CC actually stops me more than the Hound does. That's my experiences. I've been seeing that it stops me more than the Hound does. But we've seen Gobo enough. This was the one that I did it on. And I'm really glad that I was able to help out some people in our feeder clan and soon-to-be sister, Ain't No Thing, to also do the same thing. But there you go. There is that. There's that double being a 60-something percent. There will be the MLCW All-Star Game this weekend, so I'm sure there'll be a lot more 11 and 10 content there that I'll be able to do some content from. And then let's scroll down since there's no 10v10s. And what did I select down here? I didn't select all fresh hits, but I selected basically my favorite hits of this war. And I have 4 Town Hall 9s to show you. And I'll tell you why they were my favorite. This was a second attempt cleanup. And I thought about putting this in a cleanup video to talk through the value of spells, rage versus haste. But I just know I'm going to run out of time, so I might as well just talk through it, what it was. And what we're looking at is the exact same approach that was done on this base prior. The difference that you're going to see is one of the rages was not used early on for the loon deployment. And you're going to see what he does here as he puts his and that was the one change he's made, was put that rage early in the loon deployment that we'll talk through once we get there as this raid develops, using a BK to take away some defenses for loon pathing purposes, as well as cleanup reasons. And then the queen, there's that one test wall breaker, then the rest. Poison with the double witch comes out, which can be a nuisance if you're not prepared for it or ready for it. 2 rages used so far in the queen charge. And then right here, he did not use a rage at the Expo Island. He did not do that. He used the haste instead, and the loons passed around the Expo and left it there and kept going. So by using the rage right there, which I thought was smart because it's a high hit point Expo plus some concentration of defense there, it was a better return on investment to use his rage there and then speed his way through as he has the abilities to in hand to help out the queen on the back end here. A little bit early on the loons. He should have waited maybe a little bit for the herd to get over there, but you know what? It's still a 3, and it was still very pretty to watch a queen walk develop into this. Holding on to 2 loons for the back end, and then there's all those minions. And 1 goblin. I was about to say, you better have a goblin, man. All those freaking storages in Town Hall outside, like, you better drop at least 1 minion for a couple of goblins, which he did. So very good fundamentals there. I mean, the goblins do way more damage onto resources than even minions, so it's a no-brainer. Really pulled this down nicely. Good job, Harry Balzonia. Back out of this one, let's go down a few more to number 20. By the way, Brute, I'm a little bit upset. Like, we share a name, bro. We share a name. We got it. You got a crush, bro. I saw Brute. I was like, oh, look, it's Little Brute. Number 20, Genius. CrispyBacon. This, I think, was my favorite raid of the war. I believe so. I don't know. I don't recall if it's cleanup or not. I'm not going to try to venture to guess. But it was my favorite raid of the war. I saw a lot of an old strategy. And if you go to my channel and take a look at like the introductory, like for visitors, that's the very first video that I made when I went to One Hive Prime. And that tells you how old it is. It can tell you how long it's been up there, almost over a year now. But that was something I did a lot of last year, was a stoned Bolalo. And it's basically a stoned entry with bowlers and your royals. But why I liked, and then a back-end miniature Lalo with a hound and like 10 loons. Basically this army right here. I usually use a double jump. He used wall breakers to get him because you can get access to basically the entire base, where at bare minimum 3 air defenses and the queen, both sweepers and, you know, wizard towers and such, with 1 jump. So really good recognition on that. That allows him to bring an extra heal to sustain his kill squad and aka bowlers. But I like the fact that he put his queen on the outside, you know, kind of that new meta fundamental usage of a naked royal. But I mean, the kill squad got so freaking much, man. That kill, and he still has a heal for down. I mean, that kill squad got so much. When I watched this live, I was like, damn, that was wrecked. If I could make any critique of this raid, you guys might guess what I'm about to say. Look at all the storages outside. Why do you have 2 archers or even 1 wizard? Drop 1 of those and bring 2 goblins. But he had so many wizards left over on the back end. I mean, he still has an unbroken golem. It's very, very weak though. You know, I mean, that just tells you that he maximized the time that the golem brought him. One of the prettiest stoned Bolalos that I've seen in a while, CrispyBacon. Let's go down to 21. We have Bendover. think this is also doing a stoned. I think this one. Yes, I think this one's a stoned bolo. I don't think he has a hound in the CC. I could be wrong though. I'm pretty sure he brought bowlers in the CC. But you have all the air defenses stacked on one side. It's hard to say no to this strategy, especially when you can use 2 jumps to get to the queen as well. You just have surrounding satellite defenses to sprinkle in the loons and get the F out of there. You know, and you don't need a lot. You're basically investing all your spells onto your kill squad. You see this a lot with the Stoned Hobo, where you put both jumps and the rage and the heal, all for the kill squad, specifically to heal for the bowlers as they trip over giant bombs in the core. So you don't have any spells for like your hogs, right? You sprinkle them in. I like the Stone Bolalo better, or Go Bolalo better than the Hobo, because there's just, mathematically speaking, there's less threats in the air than there is on the ground. That's the only reason why. Yeah, your loons are slow moving. I get that. But you're going to see as we're taking a look here, he uncovered the Tesla farm. I'm pretty sure this might be fresh given how it's developing here. But he even uncovered an outside Tesla farm. But because it's so shallow, that's probably where, that is where his haste is going to go to get that. But he can still sprinkle in the loons, and it's also perfectly imperfect because his queen rounds the outside. Because the dead space of the bowlers created in the core, there's nothing for her to aggro going back inward. Even if she went inward, it would have been even worse. You know, all these things right here would have been gone. You know, so if anything, he should wait a little bit. If the way it's executed is if the queen goes in more and gets those while those defenses are being distracted, then he can sneak in the loons as they're and they won't take much damage coming in. So again, the reason why I picked this one is that it's not what you consider a complete overkill. He has to adjust on the fly, and I mean, yeah, I could do perfectly imperfect again, guys, but I'm gonna have a lot of content this weekend, and I'm wicked tired. So, really like the fact that it didn't go quite according to plan, and the patience exhibited. And I remember this now. I did watch this live. People in the chat were saying this was going to fail. It's going to be a, quote, time fail. And I was like, nope, he's got it. I mean, he's got 1 Mike the Minion, or 2 Mike the Minions, or 3. There's 3. But that's not a lot. The good news is he has his queen working on the outside. The bad news is that there's a hut in here and a lot of hit points on the map. So you have to make a good decision of where to send your loons. The one to get the hut up there is a smart one because now the queen doesn't have to shoot through the wall. The other one is to send it towards this dark elixir storage, which is high hit point, great for the loon to get, while the low hit point camps and things like that are in the way of the queen, and then of course Mike the Minion and his compadres down low. So I really liked it, the fact that it didn't go quite according to plan. He stayed cool, calm, and collected, and everybody was calling it a fail, but good execution of recovering on this raid, man. Bendover. We'll bounce out of here. Pretty sure that's Harry Balls. I am not... I'm going to start boycotting his raids. Let's go down to number 22. Giggity giggity goo. Gig. It's 7 gig. Dun-dun-dun. It's 7 gig. Giggity giggity goo. Archer is pre-deployed onto the huts, so he doesn't have to worry about them on the cleanup time. Plus, he deploys them in a way that he can probably get more than just the hut value out of it. As you see at the 3 o'clock position, 1 archer took out a camp. And then now he's starting to lose them with the volleys. But stoned entry right here, I'll zoom in so you guys can appreciate it. 1 golem gets hung up and hung out to dry over there on the far right, but it's fine because it's tanking for just 3 wizards to come in and accentuate and elongate the funnel on the right side. Hopefully, if maybe they would have got out in front, he would have got a little bit more value from it, but he doesn't. After it breaks, which is crazy, then it retargets because apparently it's a new troop into Golemites, and then when they target, the closest thing was that exposed Tesla, so there's no reason to bang on the wall. I don't know about you guys, but man, the Queen's AI, she's not quite as smart as she used to be. That's just my humble opinion, what's happening to me ever since the last update, balancing, whatever. She's not as smart as she used to be. I mean, maybe she took a stupid pill, but again, with the stoned entry, really good patience on this. Obviously, he wanted to keep going up, but for some reason, there's a butterfly on the left side that we all must chase. So let's go get that butterfly. But the good news is the golem is still wicked healthy. So as it rounds the outside, it's providing ample time for 5 wizards to get behind it, and the range of the queen, abilities still in hand, and he's still holding on to the Heyday Hog Parade for the back end. The question at this point is, how many is he going to swag, right? Well, he's not going to swag any, because that's a lot of time to beat through for the queen alone to shoot through all those things. He's already got golemites that are quickly diminishing, and the BK doesn't have any tank left. So obviously he's going to have to start sending in his hogs here while these defenses are being distracted, and waits for the opportune moment so that as he sends them in and then pops the ability, queen can move up to get the bow and the wizard tower, and when that happens, he can send in the rest of the loons, sprinkle them in, and get the F out of there. Nice job, man. We'll go to ×2. It's nothing but cleanup at this point. Great more story of this war. My last closing thoughts is Phatkatz is an awesome clan to arrange with. I highly recommend you guys hit them up if you're looking for an arranged war. They're fun people to war with. The second thing is the Town Hall 9 game accounted for alone, just our Town Hall 9s, accounted for 90% total destruction and 69, is it 69 out of our 70 stars? 68? Something ridiculous. What was it? They accounted for 1, 2, 3, 67. 67 of our 70 stars. And we did have one dip fail. We were 75% of our dips. Basically, fantastic job to our Nimes. Keep it up, guys. Hope you guys enjoy those talking points and the raids. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than a double, and I'll check you next time.